Did you miss me? Okay, I missed y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Let's get to it.
It's more than statements, it's a way of life. Celebration. The Miss Jackson talking.
Alright, y'all. So I know, y'all like, dang, Empress, this era is dragging, yo, it's dragging. I'm like, listen, I know it's been so many life changes, but that's a journey, right? That's a journey. Like, within this journey, I didn't know when I started this journey, my life was going to change the way it has, y'all. So many things can happen. But we still here, right? We still here, okay? So we're in 1992. We about to watch this interview, Madonna on the set of y'all favorite. I'm talking about y'all love Deeper and Deeper. That's y'all song, okay? So we gonna watch on the set of this Deeper and Deeper. Let's see what she talking about. I'm excited to actually get into the interviews and of this era because I don't know. I feel like I'm missing the Madonna that, like, you know, I became a fan of on this journey right now. That's what I feel like, hey, look, my girl seems like a different person. Like, what's up with the joy from the old Blunted Bishop era seem to be gone, okay? But that's not surprising, though, because as we watched the whole Truth or Dare documentary, we saw a lot of instances where Madonna was very lonely. Like, we seen that, right? So, you know what they say, it's lonely at the top, and she done made it to the top. All right, so let's go.
Oh, I was having a ball. Yep, there's fact and fiction.
Already, whoever this interviewer is, she's enamored, she's in, she's like, yes, Madonna. I'm interviewing Madonna. You know she was probably a wannabe back in the day, right? And shout out to my boy Chris. He sent me some wild footage from the wannabe era back in '84. Asked the guy, like, hey, why you like Madonna? He's like, cause she's slutty. Like, dang, bro. Okay, but anyway.
And in all of my work, I'm a storyteller and I draw a lot of ideas and stuff from things that have happened to me, but a lot of it comes from my imagination and things that have happened to other people, so I kind of mush them all together, and I don't think it's relevant or important what's real about it or wasn't real about it, and whether I'm revealing some true part of myself. But really, the message of everything is that this is life, so deal with it, you know, and don't pretend that everyone thinks one way and everyone behaves one way.
That's true. That's true.
If you were to relate yourself to any mythological character, what ones speak to you?
I forget her name. She was a siren, and she was a goddess, and she lured all these men. She lured them into her home, basically, and they all thought they were going to be there for a good time and everything, and she turned them into pigs.
Now, this is the Madonna that I'm a fan of, right? Again, the Madonna where you can sit down with this woman, like, and you know, like, okay, we about to have, like, deep conversation. Like, I feel like people who have been fortunate to interview her or even just know her probably, right? Like, I feel like she's a type of person we know it from the journey. She do everything most of the time with, like, a purpose. So she has, like, intentional conversations, and it's gonna be deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need those type of people in your life, I feel like, to balance you out. You can't be hanging around, like, shallow people 24/7. You need somebody who's gonna pick up a book or listen to an audible at least. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can converse, you know, and not conversate, as they say, but converse. All right, anyway.
I was interviewing Annie Lennox. It's interesting to me how many times people use you and what's happening with your career and your life as a counterpoint or a reference point. It comes up a lot.
Right.
Annie said, would you like to know what she said?
Yeah.
She said, well, she wanted power, and isn't that what everybody wants? And I really would love to talk to her about that, because, well, we want power, but the quality of power, do we want to dominate people with our power? Do we want to be macho with our power? Do we want to be chauvinistic with our power? You know, and to what end?
Good point.
This is the ultimate question.
I think there are unhealthy quests for power and healthy quests for power. When I say power, I mean empowering yourself. I mean, you know, finding your place in life and having distinction in the world, because I believe that a person without distinction is a person without power. It really means finding your voice. Everybody's on this earth for a reason, and it really is to find out what that reason is, because once you find that out, you have power, whether it's within yourself and your soul or over thousands of people. It's, you know, it could be small or large. It could be healthy or unhealthy.
All right, two things I want to say. Number one, Madonna looks really good here, right? So I'm liking like her lipstick color. I'm like her hair. The only thing, of course, I'm not really like is like the thin brows, but of course, like that's the 90s and even early 2000s, right? People still rocking like thin brows, you know what I mean? But yeah, she looks good. And the power thing could be debated, right? Because even, you know, again, you start off with the best intentions, but ultimately, does power ultimately corrupt good people, right? You know what I mean? Like, we could talk about that. But anyway, let's go.
There were a lot of things that were interesting to me in the book, but one of them was the quotation where you said that you think you have a dick in your brain, you don't need one between your legs.
Right.
So what does that mean to you, so that I can understand what that's all about?
Well, you know, it's basically, it's refuting the idea that, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, you just, you know, you have penis envy or whatever, you just wish you had a dick. And my answer is, I do. It's in my brain, because if a dick stands for masculinity and being aggressive and having balls or whatever, then it's all a state of mind anyways. You don't need the physical apparatus.
Bloop.
Fame through association, that's something that happens to anybody who's linked to you at this point in your life. I mean, whether it be Sandra or Sean or Warren or whoever else gets linked to Madonna.
Well, they were all famous before they met me, though.
I know, but it changes. It changes in terms of the sheer volumes that are written about them.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a pump up the volume kind of association.
Yeah.
That happens. What does that do to you, knowing that?
Doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't change me in any way. It just changes them.
Does it affect your trust level at all? About people's motivation about coming into that circle?
No.
No?
I mean, I, for instance, all these people were already, you know, had their own images in the world, and they had their own distinction, and they're artists, talented, creative people. I don't feel like they needed me to do what they want to do. I mean, Sean was already a talented actor before he met me. Warren, a talented producer, actor, director before he met me. And Sandra's a very brilliant comedian. So what did they need me for? I mean, they're still what they are before they met me. Only people write about them more. So, I mean, maybe I would feel more mistrustful towards somebody who wasn't, you know, didn't have their own life going for them. You know what I mean? And then I would think that, like, what do they have to gain from it, from their association with me?
Somebody who's been grabbing a lot of headlines lately, I'd be interested to know, because she uses you as a reference point a lot, is Camille Paglia. What do you think of some of what she said in relation?
Wait, Camille. Going back in the journey. Wasn't Camille like Madonna's first manager? Y'all drop the comments down below, right? Like Madonna really, how the story is explained, Madonna's kind of playing that lady. Anyway, let's go.
I'm flattered that she thinks of me as a feminist role model, and
oh no, I'm so wrong. But isn't there a Camille in Madonna's journey, like the manager lady from the 80s before Madonna got the big break? Y'all know what I'm talking about. But this lady here, yeah, she writes like literature about like what's it about like gender? Like if you take a gender studies course or something, she is one of those people who you're gonna read some kind of lit from her, right? Or anyway.
And there are a lot of things that I agree with on her politics and stuff, and that, you know, being a sexual being does not cancel out being, you know, a feminist. And I agree with that. On the other hand, I think that sometimes she takes it all too seriously, and I'm amused by some of the things that she says. So, but I'm really glad that she's a fan of mine, and I think she's an important person in culture.
Shep Pettibone, you've been working with for a long time. and you continue to work well with him, for sure. And a lot of stuff co-written. Is there a place where you just want to only work with the people that you have established relationship with now?
It's not like I don't want to work with somebody new because I have to get to learn to trust them all over again because I don't know what they're going to want from me. But I do like to find a group of people to work with, whether that's a photographer like Stephen Meisel or Shep that I write with, or even the people that do my hair and makeup. I mean, you get a relationship going with these people, and if it works, it works, and so you just want to keep going. I mean, that's why that's why people work together all the time. I mean, everybody has their muse or their inspiration or their collaborators, and you get, it's almost like the more you work with somebody, the more you can finish each other's sentences, and it's actually less work because you're kind of like in tandem with each other. And you spend less time questioning people's motivations and stuff, and you just, do the work.
And then also everybody got, I feel like once that kind of relationship is established, oh, y'all see my nails? Check them out. Ooh. Okay, but anyway, once that relationship is established, then everybody like is in their lane, right? So nobody's not trying to like outdo this person or anything like that. It's like, look, let's just put this piece to the puzzle together. You this piece on this piece. Boom. Let's go.
It was interesting talking to Vince Patterson. What constitutes a good choreographer from your point of view?
I think the most important thing is just having a unified vision of what stylistically, I mean, there's so many, for me, it's what makes anybody good to work with, whether that's a songwriter or a movie director. I mean, you kind of have to dig the same things. If he was really into a style of dancing that I didn't like, we probably wouldn't have gotten along so well. But Vince kind of runs the gamut. I mean, he really likes classical ballet. He likes street dancing. He loves a kind of really stylized dancing that you'd see in like West Side Story, for instance. You know what I mean? And down to very free, open, interpretive dancing. And I think a good choreographer lets the person who's going to be performing dictate the movement instead of like saying, here, do all these steps. It's kind of, it's more organic. It's like, what do you, when we first started working together, we would just turn music on and just dance in the room freestyle and like figure out what it is, this person feels comfortable doing, what looks natural. So it's good to start off that way, and I think that's why we hit it off and worked so well for that particular tour.
All right. Okay, so boom, I'm feeling a little bit better about this era, right? My girl's talking, she's sounding like Madonna. You know what I mean? All right, always gonna have little nuggets in the interviews, right? Okay, I'm here for it. Don't really, see interviews, so we're not throwing up tears or nothing like that. But you remember this interview of them feathers getting stuck? Drop them comments down below. Well, y'all know, how we do. We chop it up in the comments. So y'all just put your perspective down on anything that stuck out to y'all, what Madonna was talking about. All right, guys, hope everybody's out there feeling good, staying safe, and y'all know we still on the journey. Okay? All right, guys, I love y'all. Hope y'all love me too. I know y'all love me, okay? Because, we here, okay? All right, but anyway, guys, I will see you guys next time.